adventures just by opening a book. We've explored new worlds. We've met incredible characters and learned a lot of new things. But this program has been more than just about reading books. I have been impressed by the amazing arts and crafts that you, the children, have created, the colorful collages, the imaginative drawings, and the clever creations. And these all just show how much these stories have inspired you. And let's not forget the incredible creative writing. I've had the pleasure of reading some of the poems and short stories you've written, and your talent is truly on this display. Your stories are filled with imagination and heart, and I would like you children to give yourselves a round of applause for the work that you've done for this month. Adults, you could give them a round of applause as well. Now, I like to say that reading is a superpower, and you have all proven it. It helps you to become better thinkers, more imaginative creators, and even kinder people. Now, this superpower does not stop at the public library, and I want to encourage all parents and guardians to keep this momentum going. Your support is crucial. And by making reading a regular part of your family routine, you are not just helping your children improve their skills, you're helping them to build a lifelong love for learning. Reading is the cornerstone of education, and it is vital for our society to grow and thrive. When you and I support reading in the home, you're helping our schools and by extension our community to become stronger. Keep visiting the library. Keep exploring new books. Keep encouraging your children to be curious. Parents, the adventures are just beginning, and I do want to thank everyone here for a wonderful summer that we've had here at the public library. Thank you for listening to my opening remarks. Presentations. Okay, so we have spoken about the creative writing skills that the children have displayed here at the public library. And right now, we're going to allow the facilitators to encourage them to present some of those skills. So we'll have some poetry and storytelling. After the ceremony, you'll be able to look at some of the arts and crafts and the different things that they did to my right.
My name is Khadija Greenaway. The name of my story is The Day I Wore Mismatched Shoes to School. It was a bright Monday morning, and the chickens were already making noise like they owned the place. The clock blinked 8 o'clock a.m., and I shot out of bed. Lord have mercy, I shouted. School starts at 8:30, and I still feel sleepy. I did a puzzled look. Before I could say, good morning, my classmates burst into wild laughter. What happened to you? My best friend shouted, pointing at my feet. I looked down. Oh no, I had two completely different shoes. One was a black school shoe, and the other was my other brown school shoe. You're not serious, my friend crackled, nearly falling off her chair. I stood frozen, cheese burning like hot pepper. Then suddenly, I could not hold it in. I laughed so hard I nearly cried. At least they bought fifth, I joked, holding my arms out like a mother on a fashion runway. Miss Jose chuckled and said, next time, take your time, even if you're running late. It is better to be a little late than mismatched for the whole school to see. We all took pictures for the class album. My teacher even wrote, most unique shoes of the year, under my photo. After that day, I learned my lesson. No matter how late I am, Rushing is never the answer. From now on, I'll check both my shoes and maybe clean my closet too. However, at least I made everyone's Monday more exciting.
The title of this book is called Jamari the True Masquerader. Jamari stood at the corner of the street, eyes wide as masquerade echoed in the distance. Masquerade time, he shouted, pretending to dance like the masqueraders who wore masks and tall hats and danced through the villages in celebration. He watched as the real masqueraders twirled and danced with their colorful ribbons flying in the air. Jamari wanted to join them so badly, but he didn't know the steps. You need fire in your foot and rhythm in your heart. His granny teased, rocking in her chair on the veranda. Go ask Mr. Ryan to teach you how to dance. That man used to mash up the street with his moves. Jamari dashed off to find Mr. Ryan. You want to dance masquerade, eh? Mr. Ryan laughed. Let me see what you got. Jamari tried a stunt, then a spin, but ended up failing on his backside. Mr. Ryan laughed so loud, even the goats nearby looked up. Your foot too stiff. Loosen up, Jamari. Feel the beat. Dance like you're celebrating life. For the next 3 days, Jamari practiced with Mr. Ryan. Finally, on the big day, Jamari put on his colorful costume with the ribbons flying in the wind, a mask and a tall red hat. His heart pounded like a drum. As the parade moved through Braid's village, Jamari stepped out. Heel and toe, right foot, heel and toe, left foot. Heel and toe, right foot, heel and toe, left foot. The crowd cheered. Go, Jamari! He twirled and danced to the beat of the music. He was no longer pretending. Jamari was a true masquerader.
The name of my story is The Day at the Beach. Last Saturday, my family and I went to the beach. The golden sun sparkled in the sky, and the cool breeze was very refreshing. The sky stretched wide and blue above us, and the sea waves danced and crashed along the sandy shore. We packed tasty sandwiches, snacks, fruit juices, and a big bottle of sunscreen. I wore my favorite red hat, blue sunglasses, and my flip-flops. My sister and I couldn't wait to play in the sand. When we arrived, I heard noisy seagulls calling from above, and I felt the warm, squishy sand beneath my toes. My sister and I got to work right away. We built the biggest sandcastle ever with tall, pointy towers. Just as Mom and I was about to take a picture of our masterpiece, a huge wave came rushing to the shore. It crashed over the sandcastle and washed away one of the towers. Oh no, I shouted. I wanted to cry. Don't worry, my sister said with a smile. Let's rebuild it stronger and better. We made the towers higher this time. We added seaweed and stones for decorations. It looked even more amazing than before. After that, we jumped into the cool sea and splashed around laughing and playing with our colorful beach ball. Later, we sat on a soft checkered blanket and munched on our sandwiches. Mom snapped silly pictures while Dad relaxed with his book. Soon after, we flew our kites and then played with a frisbee. We even saw a tiny crab scuttling by clicking its claws and vanishing between the rocks. Before we left, we took one last dip in the sea. I felt tired, sandy, and super happy. Even though our sandcastle was almost destroyed, we worked together and had the best beach day ever.
My name is Alara White-Louis. I am pretty and I love to dance and play every day. I live in St. Peter's with my big happy sister family. I have one sister who is Ari. She is super fun. I also live with my nana, but I call her Auntie Bev. She takes care of us and play with us all the time. Auntie Bev is very funny and kind. She will also tells do your best. Do your best that you could do. Can get when I get it right. She smile and say keep it up. My mommy is a funniest person in the world. She tells jokes that makes me laugh and laugh. Sometimes she takes me to the shop and tell me pick what I want. I love my sister. I love my nana. I love my mother. I love my family so much.
Okay, this is a story that she, created by herself about her nana. So, give her a hand for me, please.
Coco the sneaky beach crab. Coco the crab. Maya and her little brother Josh went to Golden Shell Beach with Grandma. The sun was hot. The waves were splashy. Maya and Josh had a bucket full of pretty shells. Let us make a big sandcastle, said Maya. Maya said. They dug and patted the sand. They made tall towers on the shell gate. Josh put a shiny shell on top. Clink, clank, plop. A tiny red crab ran by and took the shiny shell. Hey, that's mine, Josh said and laughed. The crab ran fast. He ran past towels. He ran under umbrellas. He hid in a little cave made of sticks and seaweed. Grandma smiled. That's Coco, the sneaky beach crab. He loves shiny things. Maya and Maya had an idea. She held up a shiny silver spoon. Let's give him this, she said. They put the spoon near the cave. Soon, click, 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 Coco looked out. He dropped the shell and took the spoon. Yay, Josh said Josh. They put the shell back on the castle. Then they shout, Coco is the king of crabs. Next time, said Josh, let's bring shiny buttons or glittery rocks, said Maya. Coco peeked out again and winked.
Okay, as you sit and listen, bear in mind these are their own stories.
Good morning. One bright Wednesday afternoon, I had a very special experience at my primary school. It was a day I will always remember, the day I graduated and moved on to secondary school. I was leaving one chapter of my life and stepping into another. The graduation ceremony took place in our school big auditorium. It was decorated beautiful with colorful balloons, ribbons, and bright flowers. My classmates and I had been looking forward to this moment for weeks. We had practiced our march in, learned our graduation song, and were hoping to win special prizes after working so hard in our final exams. When the big moment arrived, we proudly marched in with our parents by our sides. I wore a black, brown, yellow gown that made me feel like a sunshine. We took our seats and the ceremony began. At first, we were all excited. The guest speaker came on the stage and said a very, very long speech. The room felt hotter by the minute and my gown felt like a heavy blanket. I looked around. Some children were fanning themselves with their programs. Others were shifting in their chairs. I wished the speaker would hurry up and finish. I stayed still and listened patiently, just like everyone else. Finally, the long speech was over. I let out a small sigh of relief. Now it was time for the best part, the prizes. When my name was called, I stood up with a proud smile. I had won 3 awards and a trophy. I felt so happy, confident, and proud. All my hard work had paid off. Then it was time to sing our graduation song. My classmates and I sang loudly and clearly, filling the hall with sweet music. The audience clapped and cheered. It felt like the perfect ending to a very important day. As the ceremony ended, I felt a mix of feelings. I was happy about the dinner we would enjoy. Later, I'm proud to moving on to a new school. However, deep down, I felt a little sad. I would miss my teacher, my friends, and all the fun times I had at my favorite primary school. The day was truly a memorable experience, one that I will never forget.
The title of my story is called The Magical Shell on the Beach. It was a lovely morning at the Little Bay Beach. The waves sparkled and the soft breeze was very cool. Seagulls swooped and scurried above as I walked along the sea line, my toes sinking into the warm, dark sand. I loved collecting seashells, like the pretty ones, the twinkly ones, the shiny ones, and even ones with tiny holes. Today felt different. Suddenly something shiny caught my eye near a pile of smooth rocks. It was a shell unlike any I've had ever seen. It shimmered with all the colors of a rainbow. I picked it up. The moment I touched it, the shell began to sing. A soft, glowing light swirled around it, and then poof, I found myself standing on the same beach, but now everything was large. The shell was the size of pillows. The crabs looked like lions. The waves crashed like thunder. Oh no, I shouted. This shell has made me become very small. I tried to blow the shell like a whistle. I tried tapping it 3 times. Nothing worked. A giant hermit crab was kind eyes clamped towards me. Are you lost? The crab asked in a deep, clampy voice. My mouth dropped open. You can talk? Only when the shell chooses someone special, the crab says. It's a magic shell. You have to be brave before you can become your size again. I thought hard while my knees waddled. I stood tall and said, I am not scared. I want to go home and tell others about this magic. The shell glowed again. It floated into the air and swung like a tip. The breeze swirled like the light flashed, and whoosh, I became to my size, my full size, on the warm beach, holding the shell. The crabs were tiny again. The waves whispered softly. Everything was normal, but the shell still sparkled just a little bit. From that day on, I kept the shell in a secret box underneath my bed. I never told anyone what happened. Maybe this shell will be able to help me one day with its magic.
Say my name first? Hello, my name is Kamara Pinnock, and I will be reading this story called The Best Day at Little Bay Park. One sunny morning, Monday morning, Little Bit Park looked wonderful underneath the bright Caribbean sun. The sky was a perfect shade of blue, and the breeze was so cool and refreshing. The thick wet grass squished underneath my shoes as we walked along the big field. The excited children from all over the island gathered, their faces glowing with joy. Laughter and music filled the air. It was the cheerleading competition day. Teachers, parents, and friends had come to cheer us on. The prize was a big shiny trophy and $500. Every team wanted to win. There were 3 amazing teams. The first team wore bright yellow skirts and pants. The girls had matching yellow ribbons in their hair that shone like the sun. The second team was dressed in deep green pants and dresses with a leaf green headband. The last team was my team. We wore blue and red. We were matching hairstyles and bright blue sneakers. We were ready to win, or so we thought. The yellow team went first. They danced with sharp moves and bright smiles, building tall pyramids and jumping in perfect timing to the music. The crowd clapped wild. Then the green team performed. They flipped, twirled, and waved their pom-poms like pros. Their fans screamed with excitement. Then it was our turn. Suddenly, "Ouch," said our team leader softly. She looked scared. "We can't do this," said one of my teammates whispered. "We're not ready without her." Everyone looked nervous. The music hadn't started yet, but we froze there with fear. Then a small voice broke the silence. "We can do this," shouted little Amara, the youngest girl on our team. She stood tall and proud. "We are a team, and we are going to do our thing no matter what." Her voice was sharp. Suddenly, we all felt brave again. Our moves were good, and we danced in time. The crowd clapped and whistled and shouted with joy. Then the announcer stepped up with the results. We held our breath. "And the winner are blue and red team," he shouted. We screamed and jumped up and down. The $500 prize and the shiny trophy was ours. I had never felt so proud and happy in my life. That day at Little Bay Park was truly the best day I had ever had.
Okay. We're going to have 2 poems now. These are the final readings in this segment. Okay, so Alana and then Khadijah.
I'm reading a story named Strawberries by Alana Jabri. Poem. Strawberries are juicy, red, and sweet. A tasty treat that's fun to eat. Make juice or jam. They are good for you. A healthy snack that's fun to chew. Grab a strawberry, or maybe 2. They keep you strong and healthy too. A child's delight, so fresh and bright. Strawberries make the day just right.
I am reading a poem called Roses by Khadijah. Roses are red and beautiful too. Even with thorns, their charm shines through. They smell so sweet and look so bright, a gift of love, a pure delight. Roses for friends or in a garden bed, as decorations or gifts, their colors spread. I love their smell, so fresh and true. Roses are special for me and you.
Thank you all. Okay, adults, didn't they do very well? Yeah, I agree. Yes, so just keep on encouraging them, and Those teachers who are watching as well, if you see any of your students, please keep on encouraging them to write and express themselves. Okay, the next segment is the giving of our certificates and the tokens. I'm going to ask my assistant to come. Shannon, where are you? Okay. So. All right. So, first up is Yossi Lindsay. Yossi? Oh. And he also receives a certificate for being the best reader. Oh, we're taking pictures. Okay, go ahead, Yossi. Okay, the next person is Thaisa Woodley. She's not here? Okay. We have Afi Rose. Afi Rose. Okay, Afi Rose is also receiving a certificate for creative writing, most helpful certificate, certificate for the most responsible, and certificate for good behavior. Jalia? Come. Jalia Greenaway? Okay, so Jalia is also receiving a certificate for the best reader, for creative writing, as well as certificate for the most responsible. The next person is Alana Jubri. Alana got a lot of certificates this time. The best reader, most helpful for creative writing, as well as for kindness, very helpful person, and for the most responsible student. Chris Nelson, Prophet. Give me Chris Nelson. Chris Nelson is also receiving certificates for the most diligent student, for good behavior, and for being the most responsible. Alara White Lewis, also receiving certificates for good behavior, for kindness, most helpful certificate, and most responsible. She's also getting certificate for the best reader and for being the most enthusiastic student. Give her a hand. Ari White Lewis, also receiving a certificate for the most improved reader. Nathaniel Fenton. Nathaniel is also getting a certificate for the best reader, sorry. Timekwa Greenaway. She's after. So this is Timekwa Greenaway, and she's also receiving a certificate for kindness and for being the most enthusiastic student. Samoya Miracle. Look at the camera. Grace Paul. Generic Silcott. Kamara Pinnock. Also receiving a certificate for the best reader, and you all heard her today. Anne Mahiva Dubro. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Also receiving a certificate for being one of the most enthusiastic students. Lavia Brand. Angel Doriska. Khadija Greenaway. Receiving certificates for the best reader, good behavior, creative writing, most helpful, for kindness, and for the most responsible. Cameron Livingston. Also receiving a certificate for the best reader. Legacy. Who's, okay. Also receiving a certificate for being kind during the program. Juna Villeris. Also receiving a certificate for being one of the most diligent students. Christiana. Again, for receiving a certificate in addition to her attendance certificate for being one of the most diligent students. Jashawn. Esdali Lebron. Also another diligent student, and for those with the French names that you're hearing, they're Haitian. And let me tell you, they've been doing very well in learning to speak the English. So give them a wonderful round of applause, please. Jashawn Diet Williams. is here. Attendance. Casey. Winsky LeBron. For most improved reader, as well as his attendance certificate. Okay, let me say, in addition to the certificates that they're getting, we have tokens from the Montserrat Stationery Center, as well as the stationery office, and we've also received some tokens from Digicel. So I just wanted to let you know that, okay? All right. Sharwin McRae. She's here. Sharwin? Okay. Reyes? Esprit? Also receiving certificates for being the best reader, as well as most helpful, and for the most responsible. Okay, the next person on my list, Jomael Greenaway Charles. Okay. Jomael also gets a certificate for being one of the most diligent children, and has demonstrated the theme as well. Every summer has its own story. Okay. Kyrie Braid also received certificates for creative writing and the best reader, and for demonstrating the theme, every summer has its own story. That would be in their arts and craft, demonstrating the theme. Ira Peters, where are you? Sleeping? Yeah. Okay, so Ira receives certificates for kindness, good behavior, being one of the most enthusiastic students. We really enjoyed having him. And for demonstrating the theme in his art and craft, every summer has its own story. So put that aside. Gracie Hill also received certificates for being the most improved, one of the most improved readers, the most helpful certificate, and demonstrating the theme every summer has its own story. Gianna Hill. Just your attendance. Gianna? Okay, so this student, when I first heard her name, I just thought people were adding my love to it. I didn't realize that her name is actually his name. I'm sorry, my apologies. His name was actually Dear My Love. So, Dear My Love, and the title is Anasi, or Anasi, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, received an additional certificate for Most Improved Reader as well. And you could hear his name being called several times a day. So Nathaniel Farrell received certificates for kindness, good behavior, creative writing, and for being one of the best readers here. All right, so congratulations. Nalia Ogaro, where are you? Receiving her themed demonstrated certificate as well as a certificate for most enthusiastic student and for kindness. Always helpful. There you go. Okay, and I think this is the last one. Okay, Zakai Lilly receives his certificate for the best reader for creative writing, as well as his attendance certificate. Here you go. Okay. All right, give them one more round of applause again. Wonderful. We had a good time with the children, and I think it's now time for one more presentation. No? No dance? And we'll have them come and do their dance. Right after this will be the vote of thanks. Again, some of our sponsors, Stationery Office, Montserrat Stationery Center, as well as Digicel. And I think we got some contributions from the Bank of Montserrat as well. Okay, my apologies. I'll have Teacher Shelley, who was the main facilitator, along with her assistant, Ms. Zenobia, to come and give some remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone, once again. It has been a pleasure and an honor to serve the children of Montserrat this summer, myself and Ms. Johnson. Even though we had a whole year at school, we still muster up a little more energy to work with the children at the library. So over these past weeks, we've watched them laugh, create, explore, and express themselves freely through art and craft, creative writing, dance, and singing. These activities not only have been fun, but also have helped our children grow in confidence and creativity. As facilitators, our goal has always been to develop each child holistically, mind, body, and spirit. These are the kinds of experiences they will remember and talk about well into adulthood. They will tell their children, I used to do this when I'm small, when I was young. And because I do it, I share my experiences with my children, my biological children, and also my children in the classroom. These memories will remind them that they are capable, talented, and full of potential. I want to encourage every parent, every guardian, and community member here today. Continue to nurture their skills. Doing activities like art and craft is not only therapeutic, but it also helps them take a healthy break from devices, focus better, and discover the amazing potential within themselves waiting to be unlocked. So take them off the devices sometimes and let them color, create something that, of interest. And they will get a break from the devices. And then they start, sometimes doing these little things could turn out to be businesses for them, making their little chains and earrings and whatever, drawing, they could become artists and stuff like that. As we close this camp and prepare for the upcoming year, I wish every child here the very best. Keep encouraging them, keep supporting them, parents and all, and keep reminding them that they are the future of Montserrat. Long live the children of Montserrat, and long live the bright future they are destined to create. Thank you. song, We Are the World. Call them out, bring them out. To the mic. Come down.
Don't talk to the mic yet.
Go down.
The mic is the height of me. It's all that the mic.
Go down.
Okay.
Okay, we will be singing theme song. We are the world.
There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the world must come together as one. People dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children.
the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's to make a better day, just you and me. Send them your hearts. Send them your hearts. So they know that someone cares, and their lives will be strong and free. As God has shown us by turning stones to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. We are the children, we are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. That's what we're making. We're saving our lives. It's to make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all. But you just believe there's no way we can fall. Let us realize that change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It should make a better day, just you and me. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. Let's start giving. Good job, Kyrie. Ball. The lady saw my elbow.
Okay, give the children one more round of applause. Well done indeed, well done. All right. Right at this time, while they find their seats, right at this time, I will ask our executive officer here at the Montserrat Public Library, Miss Sarah Sweeney, to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my duty to give the vote of thanks. But before I give the vote of thanks, I'd like to put my little 2 pence in. Children, remember what we talk about. Okay, let me start. Now, the Montserrat Public Library was instrumental in conducting a 4-week summer reading workshop for children ranging from age 5 to 12 years old. The summer reading program, which is one of the library's primary outreach program, this program has been helping the children to retain their interest in reading and learning during their summer vacation. Children acquire reading skills throughout the school year, but they can lose these skills if learning stops during the summer vacation. Hence, the Montserrat Public Library thought it appropriate to host the summer reading program. Fortunately, learning for the children would not have to stop, as children who read throughout the year would gain literacy and numeracy skills that would prepare them to start the new school year with an improved understanding and enabling them to make reading sorry about the voice, talking one of their hobbies. It therefore means that the more opportunity children get to read, the more they will read. Parents, it is not a difficult task to assist your children in keeping their interest in reading. Children can learn through a variety of activities, and we as parents can encourage them and give them the opportunity to read. When they're eating their breakfast, they can read the cereal box. If they're at a restaurant eating, they can read the menu. And parents can read the newspaper with the children and discuss what is happening in this fast-paced global world. So I would like to encourage parents to give their children the opportunity to read every day, even if it is just for a few minutes, as this would improve the children's ability to read and learn all year long. Children, I would like you to keep exploring, keep imagining, and keep turning those pages. Understand? Okay. Yes. So let me go to my... So I would like to say thanks to Miss Sonia Smith for invoking God's presence on this afternoon's event. With God, all things are possible. Thanks to Miss Sonia Smith, the librarian, for moderating and for moderating this afternoon's event. Thanks also is extended to the students for the lovely poetries and storytelling and the art and craft project that you all see in the library. Thanks to our donors, the Montserrat Stationery Center, Bank of Montserrat, the Stationery Office, St. Patrick's Credit Union, Montserrat Building Society, Digicel, and Emerald Sports and Game. Thanks to the GIU for capturing today's events and for being here this afternoon to ensure that we have pictures of our summer reading program 2025 to put in our archives. Thanks is also extended to Mr. Philip and his team for ensuring that this closing ceremony is published worldwide. To you, our guests, thanks for coming out and supporting us at this opening ceremony. It really means a lot to the library. And finally, thanks to the library staff for their hard work in getting the library ready. The teachers, the donors, the volunteers, parents, and our children for steering us through this journey. You have helped to build a community of readers that will last far beyond this library summer reading program. Thanks for listening.
Yes, and it is my job to thank Miss Sweeney who did the vote of thanks. Thank you very much, Miss Sweeney, and for your contribution as well. Okay.